It's time! Oh, yeah!
Welcome to the Joy Buzzer.
Could it be? Could it be? It is out of here! Fire! I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
At the 20, at the 15, 10-point touchdown!
My brain just sparkled.
And now for our feature presentation.
Recorded in front of a live studio audience, this is the Joy Buzzer! Welcome to the Joy Buzzer! To my right, we have the instigator.
Come on, I want to lay you again.
Oh. On the board, we have Nikki Cola.
What's up? It's week 2 of the Hawaiian getaway.
Yes, it is. And we have a special guest in here today. We have Mr. Don himself.
Bruddah Don.
What's going on, people?
And you have me, the Commish is in here, so you have my annoying voice, the intern here.
Intern Z's back.
Yeah.
Intern Z.
For a second week in a row. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Do we now?
Yes, we do. We have the Flyers to talk about, the Sixers. We could talk about your stupid union.
Wow.
I gotta keep up the spiel, you know?
Wow.
I gotta keep up the spiel. And then we're gonna finish up on the World Series, and then we're gonna go to break, and then we're gonna talk about Golden Tate.
Yeah, let's just give them the whole script there.
We will. You know, we gotta put people in what they're tuning into.
That's right. They do have to
He's teasing the show.
Exactly. And then we're gonna talk about a little Golden Tate, and the next thing you know, we can go to next game.
You said everything except turn page.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
On a lonely, lonesome highway
That's it.
So here we
east
go.
of Omaha.
So how about them Flyers?
Well, first of all, how do they find us there, young
Yeah, where do they
intern?
find us at?
Go ahead, Nicola. Where do they find us?
Oh, you just throw that on me. All right.
You normally do it anyway.
Well, obviously, we're on YouTube. Duh. I mean, come on now. If you don't know it by now, where the hell have you been?
That's right.
But we are on iTunes and Stitchers, where you can find our audio podcast.
That's right. I was listening to it last night. It put me to sleep.
Did you? Oh, wow. Wow. That's ripping on yourself, too, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is. But,
That's where we are.
I wanted to get rid of all the ghost vibes that were in the place, so I needed something to listen to.
A day or two after our show airs or live or however we decide to do it, it'll be up. You can find it.
Yes, and you can also follow us on Instagram at the official Joy Buzzer. So yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to check our Facebook page. We
Yeah.
post stuff every other week.
And every once in a while, the commiss does tweet something out, something
Yes.
outrageous.
Once
Right.
in a while, once in a blue moon.
And we'd like to thank the beautiful CSB Cherry Hill, New Jersey for
right.
letting us rock their studios.
That's
It's
right,
amazing equipment.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, you want some more cheers for that?
Are we doing cheers? We
Yeah,
got
we'll
cheers.
cheers.
Okay.
There we go. Cherry Hill.
Yay.
Yay.
Big thanks to Tom and Chaz running this school.
Yes. Chaz.
So now we're going
And then we're gonna go.
Flyers.
Flyers. Flyering it up.
Where we're talking about the Flyers on their West Coast trip. And you know what this means now? The Commish has been gone, right?
They're gonna suck.
He has to stay gone.
He's going to have to stay in Hawaii now.
There's
Yeah.
no ice in Hawaii.
I said going into this, they got the 4 games kind of on the West Coast, that if they don't come back at least 500, the coach is gone.
Yeah, Hacksaw's out.
Yeah.
He gotta go. He
So,
gotta go.
so the fact that they won the first 2 is
Good for him.
huge.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say they're complete games, but they were decent.
They were good enough to get the win.
Yeah, that's
It was,
kind of.
it was an ugly win, but they did it.
Yeah, I mean the Ducks game, it seemed like they were dominating most of the game, playing well, and then they let in that very late goal for Anaheim to tie it. And then a couple seconds later, Noel Patrick comes back and scores to win it.
Yes, that's exactly what
You got
happened.
that stat, man?
Absolutely.
I don't think he has the right game on.
Well, no, I got the. What do you? Why are you? Why are you? Stay over there.
I will stay over here.
That was a big threat.
You.
Why?
Because you know I'm right.
Why you
You know
get your
I'm right.
Well, that game against the LA Kings though was pretty spectacular.
That's last night's game. We're gonna get to that. They've been rocking with Brian Elliott. You know, he's been getting the job done.
He has to go.
yes, they have.
He has to go.
So last night they took very late last night they took on the LA Kings, and you got some stats for us there.
For the Kings game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go with that one since you
did-
weren't ready for the Ducks game.
Well, I was just going to the Ducks game. I literally went to the Ducks game, and now I'm back.
What do you got?
Kings.
What do you? Okay.
Kings up now.
No, we're
You
back.
have
We're
the
back on the
Kings up.
Kings. We got to do Kings.
Okay. You tell me about the Kings.
Shit's so confusing.
What do we got in their nice? Their 5-2 victory last night.
Right. It looks like we got a nice Oscar Lindblom scored a goal there for us.
His that was the he kicked it, but apparently there's a sub rule of a sub rule of a sub rule that if it touches another person's stick, it counts.
That I did not
that's
know.
exactly what happened.
Because he flat out kicked that puck into that net.
Well, did he use a kicking motion?
Oh,
or
Yes, he did.
Lined it up like he
really?
was kicking a field goal.
Really?
But apparently, if it hits,
was good.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, before
apparently,
it went
if
in, it glanced off of
Yeah.
one of the Kings players.
if it hits a King's stick or the other team's stick,
player?
it counts.
Really?
Because he lined out, he teed it, he planted the foot and kicked it right into the net,
Wow.
and it counted.
Yeah, in fact, listening to the game last night, the referee actually gave the explanation that it was kicked, but because it touched a King's stick, goal was
Yeah,
in.
it
a goal.
is true. He did say, yeah,
Right. Because you are technically allowed to kick a puck.
You're
in
allowed to
open
kick
ice.
a puck. Yes, you're not
But
allowed
you're
to kick
not
it into
allowed
the
to
net.
kick it into the
Right.
net.
So the fact, as soon as I saw the replay of this, I'm like, well, that's that. It was clearly. I mean, the referee did say it.
Right.
It was a kicking motion, but it hit the King's stick and it counted. Which
Wow.
I didn't even know that was the thing, and I don't think a lot of people knew that was the thing.
Right, exactly.
I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we got some more goals from the captain, Claude Giroux.
What a beautiful breakaway goal! Just ripped it by
Buried
the
it.
goalie, and that pretty much set up their win. That set up their victory.
Nice. And it looks like Wayne Simmons with another goal last night.
See,
And Provolone, too, got a goal.
Provolone,
Wayne Simmons is
yes.
still playing for the Flyers?
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Oh,
He used to play
man.
for the.
I don't know. You
LA
asked the
Kings.
wrong
Yeah,
person
he
here.
was an LA King.
He was an LA King.
I don't follow.
He saw a lot of Simmons jerseys in there, Kings and Flyers.
Robert Hagg.
Robert Hagg from behind our own net. He
Really?
scored, but it was empty netter.
Oh, an empty netter. All right.
But it solidified a nice victory. A very needed. It's the first time all season they've won 2 games back to back.
Right. And Elliott looked
is
good between
big.
the pipes, did he?
Ellie looking decent. He's looking good. Defense
only-
seems like they're stepping up a little more.
Only gave
There's-
up those 2 goals in the second period.
Yeah,
He still has
yeah.
to go. He still has
And
to
the
go.
second goal was a late goal in the second period. Otherwise, he played a relatively solid game.
I mean, their first period last night, they killed off a 90-second 2-man advantage. They killed off three power plays in the first period, and they came out with the lead.
Well, then those young kids that I highly criticized a couple weeks, looks like somebody got a message to them.
Somebody, I
think because
It had to
didn't
be the
Hackstall?
it had
Wasn't
to
there a
be the
rumor
coach.
that Hackstall chewed the entire team out?
yeah,
and then they
called
came
them
out with a 6-1 loss. So
Yep.
Right. So that
right
didn't
away
work.
you're thinking, all right, what's going to happen? Because that was the initial thought. They lose 6-1 after getting reamed out by the coach. Now they got a long trip across the country to play a West Coast swing.
a West Coast ring.
And the
Play
first thing
the-
you're thinking is, like you said, if they don't come back, with at least 3 wins out of this, Hackstall's gone.
I was thinking 500. I'm thinking if they didn't come back at least 500, he's out of a job.
Yeah.
right.
So very good to start with 2 victories and against tough
So-
opponents. They
so
don't
they-
play well in LA.
They usually don't do well on the West Coast.
And the
swings.
Ducks is always a tough game. It seems like we're now, the physical team in that series. That
So he wouldn't have come back from the West Coast if they would have blown these 2 games like wide open like they did the 6.
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think he
think-
would?
I
They think
think-
they would have just left him out there and not even get on the plane?
No, yeah, they would have did what they did with who was the. Was it Teddy Bridgewater or something? They told him to get off the
Oh
bus.
yeah, the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets told Teddy
Get
Bridgewater
off
Every
to get off
trade
the
you
plane.
get off.
Hey, get it.
Now, the next
Find your
question
way in
is,
New Orleans.
That was great.
next question is, are they only buying time for Hackstall, or do you think they saved his job long term?
they saved this job for the time being. I
Well,
do think if they
we're
got
still in the middle of this trip, though. I mean,
we still got 2 games left. We got the Sharks tomorrow night, I believe, and then
so,
the
yeah.
Coyotes. We got a home and home against them.
That is correct.
Monday night is Coyotes.
Yep.
And it's tough because I definitely think them winning these 2 games back to back, and kind of the fashion they did. They didn't really squeak by with it. They won. They let in, late goals, but they answered right back, a minute or 2 later to either tie it back up or take the lead back.
Right.
So I think they saved his job for the time being.
Yeah, and it's like this season they seem to they seem to play solid periods.
Yeah.
Of games.
Yep.
But then every once in a while they'll have periods that they just look like total dog shit.
Yeah.
Where the defense is doing absolutely nothing.
Even this game kind of started out like that.
Yeah.
It started out bad, but yet they killed 3 penalties. They killed a 2-man advantage, and they come out of the period with a lead. So it was like opposite effect or something happened last night because they don't do that anymore.
Right.
If they play bad, they lose 6-1.
Yeah.
Which
yeah. And that's the thing. Usually when they lose bad, they don't score, and they are Swiss cheese.
Right. I mean, Elliott's been bailing them out. He's had a couple big saves.
He still has to go.
Yeah.
He's a very streaky goaltender.
Come on, Mini Commish there.
He still has to go.
He's got to go.
He's a
Him
and the
streaky
coach has to go.
goaltender.
You're supposed to say, come on, guys, really? This team, these goaltenders, do you expect them to do anything?
You're telling me
year?
this team right now will go to the Stanley Cup?
You guys,
That's it. And you got to
point the finger. You got to
do
point
the finger.
You guys expect way too much from me. Especially at this hour, you expect way too much at me.
You're supposed to be doing this. You need to hear it.
You know what I'm doing here?
Blowing out the speakers. Like, hey, you're just like him. But yeah, everyone's playing good right now. Elliott is bailing them out when they slip up, and it's just maybe this is it. I mean, Elliott gets
maybe
a good
they turn
run.
a corner. Yeah, maybe they go on a good run.
Elliott gets a good run going sometimes, and he's a shutdown goalie, and the team seems to build around that. So I'm hoping if they could sweep this series, this West Coast, that would be amazing.
That's going to be tough. Yeah. Again, they have to go to San Jose.
I don't know, for some reason they like playing on the West Coast.
Yeah, but not in San Jose. San Jose usually thrashes them.
Yeah,
out on the West Coast.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's already a win.
Yeah,
coming out of this.
You think if they just lose this one game to the Sharks and then they win the home and home against the Coyotes, who are not good at all.
No,
they haven't been good.
Either were the Islanders.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But still, if they do well, then you got something, because now you're back home. You whip up on the Coyotes, and then you can go into the rest of the month thinking that you can build on something.
Yeah, I'm getting excited again. I was excited to start the season, and then see how they've played it so far has not been fun. The fact that they won 2 in a row.
Yeah,
let's throw a damn parade.
Yeah, first time all year.
Yeah, and you got to build momentum up through a season and stuff.
Something,
and that's going into our next segment there, because there's another team that was floundering, and now it looks like they're starting to build a little bit of momentum there.
They got a little better.
Are undefeated at home.
Yes, they are. They look terrible on the road, but
and of course we are talking about the LA Sixers. Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, 76ers who last
Embiid
night
went off.
Embiid went off.
Embiid
went off.
Good game.
40 some odd points.
41 points.
They look good.
He took 30 something shots, 32 shots.
Yeah, he shot
shots.
50%. Yeah.
Again, he can
Good.
make those shots. It's just
I hate when he
want
goes
him
out
under
there.
the bucket.
yeah, we want him in the paint.
And that's where he was
noticed.
dominating.
Yes, there's no one in this league who's big enough and strong enough to stop him.
On a consistent basis.
On a consistent basis,
he could dominate in the paint every night.
He could
if he wanted to, but he wants to be like a guy that plays at the elbows and shoot little jumpers every once in a while. He'll just do that. He'll just and you're wasting a possession there, just chucking the ball up.
Sometimes when he makes it, he goes, "Yeah, that's what you should be doing."
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I think he thinks it's fun, and if he thinks he's going to make something happen by doing it, he's going to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it looks.
I mean, he's doing what he wants to basically right now, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Because it seems like, isn't Simmons supposed to be the one taking the jumpers from far back?
He's supposed to be doing
the
jumpers.
They swap roles.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically.
And Simmons, decent guy. He only had 14 points last night, 11 assists.
Oh, he's got to go.
3 rebounds. He's got to go.
Yeah, but he only had 2 turnovers as opposed to 11 the other night.
Right.
He played
yes.
the Raptors, right?
Yeah.
He's half the team's responsible for half
And
the
that's
turnovers.
when they go bad. He is a turnover machine.
I was
That's the
bad.
one thing that this
He
team
kept
struggles with for these past 2 years. It's turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
In the playoffs last year against
Huge.
Miami, oh my lord, the turnovers in that series alone is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
But they need to do something.
They need to cut. And honestly, when they're playing well, they limit their turnovers.
Yep.
They play really good defense because even though a bunch of people that we know hate Robert Covington,
Bumko,
because I don't know, the Sixers are convinced he turned himself into a shooter when we all know he's not a consistent shooter.
Not a shooter.
But what he does do is he plays pretty good defense when they have to. And the last night,
You know, hold on. I'm sorry to stop you right there.
No,
But you know what he is? You know what he is? That in the words of the commish, he's the Voracek. He has one good game where he makes a good 3-pointer, and they praise him as the greatest player of all time.
Of the greatest six man.
Yeah, he should be the 6-man award winner every year.
So the Sixers have a Voracek too.
Yeah.
Because he has
take that, Commish.
He has one good 3-throw or something like that, and it's God, he's amazing.
Do it. Point your finger down. Yeah, Commish.
Hold on.
He's gotta go.
Hold on.
Trade him on.
He's gotta go.
Why do you keep looking at me like I'm the one saying it?
You're supposed to be saying it.
I'm not saying it.
You're the offspring. You're responsible.
Well, that's a good band.
But
aside from
offspring.
how they're playing on the road, I think their 2 biggest problems right now are Simmons with no jump shot, and what happened to Dario Saric, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, you haven't been hearing a lot of his name this year.
No.
Yeah, you haven't been, but I don't know if it's a rotational thing or he is lost somewhere.
Isn't he usually starting?
I think he's lost somewhere.
Yeah, I think they don't know what his role is supposed to be on this team. Is he supposed to be the third star, the third wheel on this team?
They're throwing him to the back burner for Fultz,
Right?
Who still doesn't know
Fultz has been
anything
putting on
about
quite a
this
show.
team.
Yeah,
Fultz
he's
has
been
put on
doing
quite a
good,
show.
but
He got 12 points, 9 assists, which was pretty impressive. Actually, no, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. Played 21 minutes.
Fultz.
So Fultz.
Okay.
That's not bad for 21 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
not bad, no. But you're putting Sarge, who had
Sarge played
pretty
24
damn
minutes.
good year last year, and
Yeah, it's like
you're throwing him to the wayside.
His shots are short this year. I don't know what
He's
it is.
line driving it. That's what he's doing. He's not putting a rainbow to it. He's just line driving it.
Well, did he have a lot of play with his national team this offseason or
That
something?
I do not know.
no clue.
But
Not sure about
definitely,
Maybe
I
he's
think
tired.
somehow or another, he seems to be the odd man out in the offensive rotation. It's
Was that kind of last year too?
Yeah,
Not
no,
so much.
not really.
He was
'cause
more of
kind
a powerhouse last
Yeah, he
year.
kind of fit the system last year. You know,
He was part of the team.
Yeah, he was doing his job,
Right.
which was
Grinding, right.
scoring, diving for stuff. You know,
Yeah.
he was doing.
He
his
was
job.
he was the heart where Simmons
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
Last year,
Right.
And maybe
And-
Simmons is getting a little bit more heart this year.
Yeah, me and the commish were talking about it, off camera and stuff, and he was saying if Simmons had Dario's heart in the game, he would be the best Sixers.
he would
He'd be
be
the best Sixer.
He would be the best Sixer. Yeah,
He'd
If
be the
he
best
had-
player on the
yeah,
Sixer
if he
right
had-
now.
Yeah, if he had Dario's
If
heart.
he had Dario's heart.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Embiid's just a freak, though.
Yeah.
I don't understand how.
I like the MVP chance last night.
Does
by the
he
way.
not understand that he's supposed to be under in the paint? Or
I think he just wants-
kind of want to do what he wants. He wants to show he's an all-around player.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's what he wants to do.
Yes.
I think he wants to prove that he can do everything on the court.
Yeah.
I think.
He wants to be more
I mean,
LeBronish because
yeah.
that's something LeBron does. LeBron can
Everything.
Go out. LeBron goes out and does everything and drives and can score wherever he wants.
And that's all well and good, but at some point he's going to have to establish his dominance in the paint.
In the paint, and that way Simmons and Fultz can then establish their shots.
Right.
Become that outside threat
That's
who
a-
can then.
That's what I mean. Embiid's taking those jumpers, those outside shots, whereas that's supposed to be Fultz.
That's supposed to be Fultz.
So you're taking
and
shots out of
Simmons.
his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
And clearly he needs the reps.
If they maintain they stable something in the paint, Simmons has no reason to try and go for it when he can try to learn jump shotting.
Right.
He could try it. Because right now I don't think
That's right, Don. He said jump shotting.
I don't think he can even shoot at this point. I don't think he's even
No,
tried to
and
attempt
the
it.
thing was, and we've had this discussion where apparently Simmons has said he never had to learn how to shoot
Yeah.
because he was just so good with everything else.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's absolute. What is the one thing you do in basketball?
You shoot.
Right. So my
Everybody wants to be a shooter in basketball. Every schoolyard kid. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I was going to say, the crazy thing about all of this is, in a perfect world, Simmons develops a jump shot, and Fultz finds his groove, and
Right.
Embiid is still, regardless of all this, Embiid is still going to get his 30 points a game.
Yeah. Inside and do
hard to
more
stop.
inside.
You can't
than,
stop 'em.
Yeah, more inside than the baby jumpers and shooting from the elbows.
Exactly.
How do you see them moving forward? Yeah, they still. I mean,
They-
they're only winning at home right now.
Right. They've got to go out and improve on the road. Yeah. And I think they will. I think eventually they will. This is. I think
Again,
they actually
it's-
ran
yeah.
into a couple of buzzsaw teams. The Pistons, surprisingly, are
The
playing
surprise-
very
yeah,
well.
the
They
Pistons
got
are
them
playing
tomorrow
good.
at 1.
And the rappers. He's the
Yo,
DJ.
yo.
Yo, snap it up.
with a
Yeah. DJ Khalid Leonard.
well, think about it. Yeah, they have 4 losses on the road, and they've been against the 4 best Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah.
They got the Pistons tomorrow at 1 at home.
Right. So
We're
this could be a little,
This could be a tip in our favor, or let's see what this team, I guess.
I think
made.
it will. I don't think Blake Griffin will go for 50 points a game.
Yeah,
But
you
No,
can't
probably
let-
not.
no.
But
He
can't
better
let-
not in our house.
Yeah.
You can't let Blake
You can't let that happen.
Griffin, fucking run ramp shot.
exactly. So I
That would suck.
I think they'll get a win.
Sorry, I didn't have the beeper right now.
I would like to see the Sixers get one more veteran. I think there's something missing there.
I think, and the thing is, they got rid of a good. I liked
Marco Bellinelli.
Yeah.
Marco's all right.
Marco
no.
Bellinelli.
But Rashawn Holmes, I hated that they
I didn't
got
like-
rid of
yeah, I didn't
Rashawn
like
Holmes.
that.
Everyone's
Rashawn
gonna-
Holmes was great. I mean, Rashawn would go up, slam dunk it, and then take your wallet. That's how good he was, man. I like that fierceness that
without you knowing it.
Without you, no,
you know it.
No, oh yeah, because you'd be on the ground.
Take your lunch money.
Yeah,
I just
you'd be
stole
on the
your
ground.
wallet, sucker.
I just took your wallet.
I just took your wallet,
You
sucker.
knock it to the ground, slam dunk on you, and then reach into your back pocket while you're laying there and take your wallet and just look at you. I took it. That's the kind of attitude I liked in the paint.
Yeah, but
that works.
They've got Amir Johnson. They've got J.J. Redick. I just think they need one more.
Maybe they'll get one later on in the year.
Say that should have been LeBron James.
No.
Oh, come on. They swung and missed on everybody they went after.
That's right.
Right. So
It would have been nice to.
So what is that saying though? Is this organization really up and coming, or
I
It
think
still
they have
is.
enough faith in the talent and they want to develop internally, but at the same time, if it's only one piece, that's the difference between being undefeated at home and winless on the road. Get that piece.
go find
And
him.
here's something.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is going to be a free agent.
Yes.
Really?
Klay Thompson, and wouldn't that be great?
It's the end of
You
this
trade
season,
you trade away Fultz, get a little something for him. You clear up some cap space. You get
I don't
Klay
think
Thompson
they
in
do
here
that.
as your shooting guard.
Do you think
you
Fultz
still
isn't
have
gonna-
Simmons as your swing guard and your facilitator,
Right.
and you still have Embiid?
Do you think Fultz isn't going to turn out to be what he should be?
I honestly I think he's going to be a very good NBA player.
Just
He-
not
He just has to learn.
number 1 overall pick.
I don't think he's going to be that player for the Sixers.
He's not going to be a franchise player, right? Yeah, and I don't
I
think.
think he's going to develop down the line, but probably not as a Sixer.
not as a Sixer.
I mean, they're clearly putting that on Simmons and Embiid.
Yes,
Those are your
exactly.
franchises.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They're
Fultz
those
was
two.
just a first round pick.
Those two aren't
first
going
overall
anywhere.
pick.
He was the first overall pick, and he was pretty much a unanimous overall one pick.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that he's being outshined by Tate up in
Tatum.
Tatum
It's not
in
that happens.
the Celtics and stuff. It's
And Mitchell.
and
Utah.
Mitchell in
Again, he
in the
came.
Jazz.
Trubisky?
At least he's not being outshined by Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even hear his name anymore.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's all
yeah.
LeBron.
I was gonna say that again. LeBron's on that
It's
team
all
now.
LeBron.
so-
Well, that team
And they
is
still can't win.
yeah, they're still under 500, I believe.
Yeah, they are. They only have like 2 wins, I think.
Do they really?
Brutal. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're bad.
awesome.
Brutal,
bad.
but yeah, that's a team. Yeah, I destined probably not to make the
Yeah.
playoffs.
I think right now they
You
might
say
be
that
3
now.
and 5 or 4 and
Yeah.
5.
You say that now.
Yeah, can you ever
But
really
Cleveland
count
last
out-
year
Yeah.
was bad, and they still made it to the finals.
This is
LeBron always finds a way.
He
LeBron
may get
always
him
finds
into
a
like
way.
a 7 or maybe a 7 or a 6 seed. But yeah, I don't see them making any noise. Maybe next year they get some more pieces and stuff. But speaking of playoffs,
Lakers are 3-5.
Yeah, 3 and 5.
Awesome.
There we go.
Speaking of playoffs, playoffs.
At the end of playoffs.
In the
End of it.
Oh,
Very end of playoffs. So the Union, after finishing the season very, very slow,
right. After having a very good middle of the season and getting themselves into a playoff,
got themselves into the playoffs, possibly up to like a 3rd seed in the playoffs, that they wouldn't have to play this crappy knockout.
And I don't understand, what is it with the MLS? Every year or every 2 years, they change the format of the playoffs. It used to
revamp
be
it.
They revamp it. I don't understand why. It's like if you make the playoffs, you should get a home game.
Yeah, because especially in soccer,
it's a
home and home. It's a series.
You should get a series. You should get a home and home.
Right.
It's almost like they're going. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's almost like they're going with the same format as baseball with the wild card.
With the wild card, maybe that's it.
It's a knockout. It's one game. You got to win.
Right. But now the rest of the games are all
series.
It's all home and home.
It's home and home. Yep.
Right.
Goal differential and all that.
Until you get to the MLS Cup, which is again
one game, which that should be.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that being one game.
Absolutely.
But yeah, but it was they finished the season very weak.
Yes, they did.
And to take on a team that you just lost to on Sunday,
right? Play them again in the playoffs.
It wasn't a good combination
and have the same result.
I don't think they never play well in Yankee Stadium because a soccer field should not be in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
they always say
it looks the size of a handball court.
It makes the league's minimum dimensions. They say it every time they're there, which the fact that they say it every time makes me to believe it's not the league's minimum dimensions. There's no way.
Actually, it probably is, but they probably harp on it because they're not happy with it.
Oh, no.
I don't think anybody's happy.
I mean, the
with
goaltender can kick it from their 18 into the box of the other team.
Right.
Like, that shouldn't happen.
No. Right. It shouldn't happen, but you know what? We gripe about it, but remember, the Western Conference has been dealing with it with Portland Timbers because they play in a revamped minor league baseball stadium, and their field is, again, a small field.
I still think it's bigger than
It's bigger than
Yankee
the one at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, most definitely. And here's the thing. If they play at shitty field where the Mets play, they could actually get a bigger pitch.
Yes.
Because it's a way bigger field.
Where are you going to put it? Mets or Yankees?
Yeah, well, that's the thing because
that's the money coming from.
Draw.
It's right. And also Manchester City, who technically runs New York City FC.
Yep.
It's pretty much a farm team. Is in cahoots with.
Absolutely. I mean, they got the money.
Yeah,
you could see. I mean, when they second they came into this league a couple years ago, they were already dominant.
Right.
And it was just they got the money, whereas that's something the Union doesn't have.
Right. But we developed our own homegrown players. They got us to the playoffs.
I love it. I love the fact that we create the players the way we want to.
But honestly, you got to think this time. Moving forward, is Curtin the coach for this team?
He's got.
This is where you're supposed to say, Jim Venetian Blinds.
Jim Venetian Blinds got to go. You're telling me.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, that's something his dad would say.
His name's, I didn't think he'd be back this year at all.
Where's Umbop and all this?
I thought he should have been.
That's the only name he knows in soccer is Umbop.
I think
doesn't even play anywhere in the state.
I thought Jim Curtin would have been gone last year. So the fact that he came back this year is kind of surprising.
It looks like they're sticking with him and stuff. But
I don't know, because the one thing they did bring up was the commentators were talking about the fact that they don't have the money. So what Curtin has done with the team he has is big. I mean, he's making them a playoff team.
Yeah, but
the fact that we don't have the LA money, the NYCFC money, the Atlanta money,
right?
The fact that he can still put that team into the playoffs is impressive.
Or the Toronto money, because Toronto's got money behind too, which is why they still got players.
I think his time is done. I think we need to find someone else. I mean,
gotta go.
I mean, we started weak, and mid-season was so strong,
right?
And then we finished weak.
Here's the thing, though: small market teams have won the MLS Cup in the past.
Right? It can be done.
It can be
absolutely.
Done. But so what he needs is he's got to find the right combo of mid-level European players,
right?
That he can play and still build up the home team.
It seems like we get that. Right.
Sure.
It seems like we get that player and then we lose him, like we had Barnetta a few years ago. That was a true midfielder, a true number 10 that played phenomenal. He changed his team around. He decided to go back home and not play here anymore.
Right, back
so
to
now,
Sweden. Switzerland.
Yeah, now that we have Dochkow, and you saw when he finally started clicking, he put them into the playoffs.
Yes, he did.
So if we can just build on that and hopefully he'll stay here for a while.
Right. And hopefully we can keep Blake. Blake kind of looked frustrated at the end of that playoff game.
He didn't seem like himself.
No,
I thought, maybe one or two of the goals that were scored that he probably should have had a hand on.
Right. Well, the David Villa one where he kind of just dribbled in and it got into the corner there, the second goal. That one looked like he should have got a hand.
I thought he should have got a hand on that because it would have taken a fingertip for that to not be a goal.
Right. Yeah.
And
it would have just bounced off the post.
Right.
Because it literally curled in and just rolled right in.
Right.
Yeah, but their defense has been suspect all year.
This is true. They got a lot of young guys
not
back
really.
there.
Just the last couple games. Because
when they don't play well.
That back line has stepped up huge this year. And that was something that I really liked. Our problem was no goal scoring.
Right. And the thing is that they found one. I liked Fafa and Burke up front.
Yes.
They play well together.
Yes.
But some of the
Sapong
I don't like that they
had a bad year.
Sapong had a bad year. Didn't repeat the year he had before. There was no development.
Not even close, which is bad.
Right. And guys that you expect. You expect a couple more goals from Dochkow coming from that spot.
I mean, he was setting up a lot.
He was a setup.
It seemed like Medunian wasn't shooting a lot this season.
Right.
I don't know why. But
I think as far as he goes, I think that whole Atlanta fiasco really got into his head.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He got carded for just looking at the ref and thrown out. That was.
I don't think he recovered from that.
And honestly, now that we can wrap up their season, honestly, I think that game showed that they could compete because they were down 2 men against the best team in the Eastern Conference and held their own for a half,
almost a whole half,
a whole half plus a little bit of the second half before it got caught up with them being down 2 men. But they were holding their own against that team.
Right. That's what I mean. The pieces were there this season.
Yeah, and then they went off and then had that really good run to get them into the playoffs. Yep. But they got to finish. It seems like every year now they finish weak.
Yep.
And that's not good.
The Union is a thirsty team because they have no cups.
They don't have any hardware.
Yes,
and yet again, they blew.
And you know what? They haven't played well since that U.S. Open Cup final.
Against Houston.
When they went down there against you could say an inferior team.
A mediocre team.
A mediocre team that they should have handled.
Absolutely.
And 4 minutes in, they were down 1-0?
4 minutes in there, they were down. Right. Which seems to be the problem and stuff.
Absolutely.
So
I just think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tough. Season's over. Now let's build. Get a new coach.
That's it.
Zach's smiling because he gets to talk again.
Yeah.
No, it's just that I was laughing the whole time you guys were saying Dutch cow. I was laughing the whole time.
Dutch cow.
Dutch cow.
That's where you get Dutch milk from a Dutch cow.
From a Dutch cow.
I was like,
speaking of ending seasons, because we want to wrap this up before we get to the second half.
Yes.
World Series.
He called it.
I'm gonna give myself.
Called it.
I did call it. I'm gonna give.
You did
I got to find myself and give myself a
Are you
ding.
dinging yourself?
I am dinging myself.
Oh.
Ding.
There it is.
I get my ding because I did say
call it.
Red Sox in 5.
There you go.
Yeah. It was after 18 innings in Game 3.
Which
I called that.
What did LA have back?
I called that.
LA had nothing.
Well, here's the thing though. The Red Sox would have been in a worse position because they used up all their pitchers except for Chris Sale in that game. So if somehow by some miracle LA wins Games 5, they go back to Fenway, but they go back licking their wounds a bit.
A little bit. Oh, that would have been tough.
Yeah.
Well, it was 3 games in LA.
Yeah, 3 games in LA.
Yeah.
Right,
LA would have had to pull out.
Yeah, they would have had to put out Game 5.
Right.
They would have been in a bad spot for Game 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
before they went back to Boston.
Yep. But, oh well.
But they didn't. It just proves the best team in baseball won the World Series this
Best
year.
team that cheats.
Yeah,
And now Kershaw is thinking about leaving LA. Or
I did hear that. Yes.
He's thinking about leaving.
really?
And, yeah.
Oh, who wants him? who do you think would be the takers this year for a guy like Kershaw?
I feel like that would be for next week.
Yes, that'd be for next week.
Oh, there we go. Hot stove baseball.
Hot stove baseball next week. Talking about free agency. Talking about where's Harper going? Where's Machado going?
Yeah.
He's coming here. He's coming here. He's coming here. He is coming here.
Who's gonna take Cesar Hernandez off our hands?
Anybody,
please.
Anybody at all.
Franco? Anybody? Franco?
Bag of balls.
Bag of balls.
Bag of balls.
We'll take whatever you got.
Yeah.
Just be ready. Bryce Harper and Trout are coming here. Be ready.
Herrera.
ready.
Anybody want an Odubel on their team?
You can partner all them up and ship them out of here.
That's it.
We'll take
Get
all
outta
those for
here.
$1 million.
Take all those.
I'll take that. That's a good deal. 500,000.
Oh, $1.
$1.
We'll do it for $1.
For the $1
I
break.
give you $1 American dollar.
Two for one.
Where are we going after the break there, Mini Commish?
We are going, talked about Eagles, and then next game.
Ooh. Sounds like a plan.
Yes, it is.
We shall be right back.
This is Rob C., the instigator, and you're listening to The Joy Buzzer, sports talk with a buzz.
Broadcast media is all around you, and it's the people with media skills who work in this amazing industry. How do you gain those skills? The Philadelphia area campus of Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Affordable training in months, not years, without decades of debt. 1-800-TV Radio or gocsb.com.
I am the Commish.
And I'm Rob C., the instigator.
Nicky Cola over here.
And we are the Joy Buzzer, the premier sports talk show, sports talk with a buzz.
And if you like our new sports talk channel here on YouTube Live, please subscribe.
And if for some crazy reason you like the show, smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the bell to get our notifications so when we go live, you're right here with us.
I'm going to blow the air horn again.
That's up. There it is.
There it is. There it is.
It's the start of the second period.
All right.
So, let's talk about that London game for the Eagles.
I love it. Getting right to it.
Getting right to it. Right to the.
Hello.
So, what'd you guys think of it?
Okay.
Right. All right.
Wait.
Next game.
Damn it. I was going to have something for it, too.
Well, what I think of it was in the first half, it started out sloppy. It started out sloppy in the first half, but then
it started out very ugly.
The second half, they got their shit together and they pulled together a win.
They took every opportunity to try and lose that game.
Rousey, he said shit.
He sure did.
I mean, you drive the ball down the field twice and it ends in 2 turnovers in the red zone.
Yeah, it's not good.
That was extremely terrifying.
Yes.
It looked like they were heading back to what this season has been.
Yes.
A bad fourth quarter.
Oh, yes.
Where not only the offense, but the defense lets you down.
Yes, everybody. Missed kicks. It was going to be turnovers. It was going to be everything again. And it was just...
Wasn't good.
And halfway through the first halfway through the second quarter, they lose 3 of their offensive linemen, and the replacements are scrambled all over the place on that line. And right away, you're thinking, here we go again.
Oh, that was hard. Yeah, we had Peters out, then Lane Johnson left on a cart, and then
the first
Kelsey
thing,
got hurt.
Yeah,
Kelsey got kicked
in
on
the nuts
on the
yeah.
first play.
Yep.
That's what they call a London handshake, by the way.
But luckily,
we checked that on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, that was on Urban Dictionary.
Later on in that game, Peters did come back, so did Kelsey. So right now, the only one we're missing now is Johnson.
Right.
And he's supposed to miss a month.
He's out a month, but do we have Peters?
Not really.
Have we had Peters all season?
Not really.
I don't think
He's been too injured.
He's been getting his ass kicked all season long.
He's an old man already.
He is.
Exactly.
He's an
That's what I mean.
old
I'm not taking anything away. He's playing injured.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Why do you think Sproles isn't back? Because he's an old guy for football, and he's injured.
Right.
He's not coming.
Peters is in trouble, and it's... I just hope they don't leave him in just because his name is Peters.
Exactly, and I almost feel like the organization is doing that. They're doing Sproles and Peters a solid.
A solid.
Right.
For being a solid veteran.
Keep saying Sproles is week to week and everything. I mean, granted, this team wouldn't be what it is through the years without Peters. I mean,
Absolutely
the
not.
guy's
No.
insane, but... if you're going to leave him in just because of his name, just because of who he is,
No.
you're going to start hurting this team.
Yep.
Right. When he came here, he was already on his way to the Hall of Fame when we signed him.
Right.
It was a big signing. Us signing him from Buffalo, where he was already on a course to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And he's just been amazing. You got to give him a solid. But, yeah, you got to hope that, was it Vaitai
Sayomalo, right?
I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Who played well in his absence last year. Can progress some more this year.
And that was the last year mentality
that you mentioned.
Clearly, you
one
tell
man down, other man comes
clearly
up.
you tell it didn't work the same this year when they took out Peters when he was injured and put in Big V, and he got ran over every play.
Yep.
So it was big, but
again, it was tough because of a banged up offensive line against Jacksonville's great defensive line. I mean, it's hard to block against one of the best defensive line in the league.
Oh, they were in for hurting.
Yeah, they were in for hurting, and it showed in the score and stuff. The fact that it was only 10-6 at halftime.
Yeah.
So
it was barely, but it seems like they made the changes. They made right changes.
Yep.
And they all just they played. After
and our defense kind of showed up, but again,
they had to.
This was Blake Bortles, and they almost made Blake Bortles look.
Yeah. It was Blake Bortles. If they would have blew this lead again, though.
Yeah, to Blake Bortles, a guy who had gotten benched the week before.
For Cody Kessler.
Right. Who?
Cody Kessler.
Who?
Cody Kessler.
All right.
who we all know, Cody Kessler is no
Alex Smith.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
All right, I just has been the joy buzzer.
You don't get to do that.
And it almost seemed like the broadcasters wanted that to happen because a lot of their harping was that Blake Bortles was undefeated in London.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, Michael Irvin was part of this commentator, so.
Right.
The 4 men in a football game, what they were calling themselves.
Yeah, it looked like the baseball scene from The Naked Gun.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I know. It was a much needed win.
Yes,
right.
it was.
They had to win.
They
this
had
game.
to win the game, rest on the bye.
Yes.
And then Dallas next week.
Right. On the bye, though, we did
National
pick
game.
up Golden Tate.
Golden Tate.
That's right.
Well, how do we feel about that signing?
Well,
do you feel like we should? I think we should have done more.
I think we should have got a running back.
Yeah.
Personally, I think we should
running back, or I would have been okay with an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I think my opinion, I think we should have got a running back because my man Josh Adams.
Because we don't have one.
No, my man Josh Adams. He didn't look that bad in London.
Did not look bad. He had 9 carries, 61 yards.
Yeah, he didn't look that bad.
He did not look bad at all.
Almost lost that fumble,
Yes.
but he didn't. But
he didn't.
But he didn't.
But he did.
But he
Hold
didn't.
on a second.
But he didn't.
Let me throw that in there.
He didn't.
That ass cheek comes down a split
Yeah.
second
Good
later.
Good thing he
and
did
the
those
Eagles
squats
lose.
before the game.
That bottom golden dome of his.
But yeah, I think we definitely should have got a running back. I mean, it was great that we added another wide receiver, a veteran wide receiver who's
Another
not bad, but I think we should.
It was good because he's a big playmaker.
Yes.
He's. I think was he leading Detroit or leading somebody in like 20-yard plus plays, which is what we need. We don't have that.
Yeah.
And it shows, I guess maybe it shows the digression of Nelson Aguilar, because I thought Nelson Aguilar, after the year last year, I thought, and moving Torrey Smith, I thought that would be a slot for him to fit in.
Yeah.
He's where he could be the stretch guy.
Yeah, but the only problem with that is the first, roughly 5 weeks of the season, he was your featured receiver because you didn't have.
You didn't
have
have
Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah.
Right.
And Wallace was hurt.
I mean, they had to go back and get Jordan Matthews just to have an offset receiver on the other side.
Who do you have now? Because now you have Matthews, you have Aguilar, now you picked up Golden Tate. You have we have so many receivers now.
We have Golden Tate and Aguilar are both starting on the outside,
and
your slot guys now you got a bunch up there.
But the fact that you're using your tight ends.
Yeah,
you're using your tight end, so your slot receivers have become a moot point.
Right, we have a billion people to throw to now, but we have nobody to run the ball still.
Yep.
Right. Which if it could have happened. I wanted Le'Veon Bell here.
No.
I'm going to say it again.
No.
Howie should have done something, gone to Pittsburgh, do a couple handies, whatever he needed to do to get Le'Veon Bell here.
Well, they did say right before the trade deadline ended, Pittsburgh was willing to take a third-round pick and a good player.
But the owner kept coming out saying Bell's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, Bell didn't want to go anywhere. He said it himself. He didn't want to go anywhere.
But
he's not getting the money.
He's not playing for his team, so I don't think.
It don't matter. He's going to be gone this year.
His teammates don't like him now. No. Especially since Connor is playing so well.
That's the only thing that scares me with him is he's lost his locker room. I know I've said it before, but I didn't want him.
You didn't want him because he'd be a clubhouse cancer.
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
I would have taken anyone else. I wanted Shady. I would have been okay bringing him back, but it's a week before.
I don't know. I think Shady's.
I don't know. Well, now that he was in concussion protocol and shit like that,
it's not even that. I think his recent past history, especially with the negativity with the stuff that he did while he was here or visiting here.
Where was that done at though? Off field.
It was but
Bell's
still.
stuff is on field in locker room.
True.
I get it. You don't want any of that stuff. Clearly, we've had players in the past that have had the outside off the field stuff affect things. But, right. That's the biggest example. But I just think
a talent like
I think Shady would have been better.
As bad as T.O. was, he was the main reason.
He's one of the greatest wide receivers.
And then we went to the Super Bowl because T.O. was that great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And I think a guy like Le'Veon Bell in this backfield with Wentz, because again, Little Penis, Wendell Smallwood, and Corey Clement are pretty much the same player.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have a smashback feature back anymore. But the thing that Le'Veon Bell brings to it is that he has that between the tackles mentality, but he can also swing out and catch passes.
Right.
Whereas Clement and Smallwood they're off tackle runners and can every once in a while catch an outside pass and stuff. The touchdown
absolutely
against the Jaguars was perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a week to recover. They got the bye week. Hopefully,
who knows?
Tate can kind of.
Who knows what they could pick up off? Because they could still pick up somebody. Off of somebody's scrap pile.
I think they have to. They have to find that sleeper now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
develop
goes,
Josh Adams.
Yeah. He's got to go.
I like that plan better.
Of course you do. Shut up, Commish.
Who needs to be the starting back?
I don't know if he. I don't know if he.
I'll tell you what would have been a crazy move. Just hindsight being 2020. They turn around and they go to Miami again. And they pull off another coup and end up with Frank Gore.
Oh, I don't want that.
No, Frank Gore is
I would rather take Jordan Howard in Chicago.
I was very iffy
you figure
with
half a season.
I was iffy with Ajayi just because he's clearly always injured.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we got him injured.
Well, Well, the thing is, after all of these last moves, what feature running back moved in this whole?
No, I don't think running
I
backs.
don't think any running back.
Running backs didn't go anywhere.
They're a dime a dozen now.
Do you really think Ty Montgomery is a running back?
Ty Montgomery did go. Yeah, he was the only big name running back that moved.
And the only reason he was moved is because he screwed up that last play. The kickoff return for the Packers, right? That's the only reason he got.
I don't know
moved.
because they were fire sale and they got rid of
Yeah,
Clinton
which
Dix,
that one hurts because
that hurts us badly.
Yeah,
as bad as our secondary is playing, a guy like
could have completely changed.
Could have completely changed.
Right.
Now I understand. Talk about clubhouse cancers. Apparently, the Packers felt like that's what he was.
That's why
he was a bad influence in that.
But I don't get is that the Packers' defense is not that great to begin with, especially their secondary. I don't know why they didn't keep them out for the rest of the year.
I don't know what they
don't know what they're doing over there.
They got something under their sleeves.
Yeah, they got something working.
But now you got to think. Now HaHa's going to Washington, so now they got Josh Norman on one side, and they got HaHa Dix in that secondary now.
I mean, Golden Tate looks like a good pickup then.
Like a good pickup then,
because we still have to play Washington twice this season.
That is correct.
I saw this one post. It was on Twitter. I think. And they were comparing stats between Golden Tate and Amari Cooper and what Eagles gave up for Golden Tate and what the Cowboys gave up for Amari Cooper.
Oh, it's comical.
It's so funny.
It's comical. We gave up a 3rd round pick for a better receiver, and they gave up a 1st round pick for a not so great.
I don't think anybody gave up anything higher than a 3rd round pick for any deal, with the exception of
those
Cooper.
deadline picks. Except for
the
Cooper.
Deadline picks. Yeah, that was before Cooper was before the deadline.
And I understand that Jerry Jones has gone down there and said you will be using. You got to make me look good.
Oh, yeah.
So
100%.
Prescott is literally there's a whole package. Prescott's going to have to throw to him.
They're going to have to pass on the ball.
He's going to have some forcing it.
He's going to be forcing, right? So
it's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
I love it. It's going to be great, too. next game picks.
Oh,
Ooh.
how bad did the Commish do?
Commish went 3-10 last week.
Oh,
You hear that, Commish?
Take that,
Karma.
take that, hula
Karma.
boy.
So I would
Take
say
that, lava man.
I would say he had a rough week. And since the intern and the instigator over here picked these same exact picks over, they both went 10-3. I finished up with a 9-4. The crazy thing is, overall, intern Z jumped the Commish. He's now sitting in third.
He gets a ding for that.
And Rob C's got 4 games on me with the lead still.
Ding. Ding.
Yeah, bastard.
Oh,
So now we
man.
jump into this week's picks.
Absolutely.
Do we got any bed music?
Oh, we do have bed music. Are you ready for our little?
I am ready for some bed music. Let's get this next game going.
Let's bring it up a little.
Oh, it's still Hawaiian bed music.
Oh yeah, let's roast this pig.
Hey.
That is the Commish.
Turn.
He's gonna get some
Turn.
shots.
Turn.
don't forget to spit on it.
Yeah, spit on it.
It's where we heading to first this week.
Oh, let's see what we have first here. Did you want to do the stats first, or no? We already did it. Never mind.
That's him delaying because he doesn't have it
First
ready.
game.
That's exactly what it was.
Shut up.
That's exactly what it was.
Shut up. It's the Mitch and Mac. Do it, Mitch and Mac. Mitch and Mac. Mitch and Mac.
There we go.
Mitch and Mac. Those Chicago Bears travel.
Heard that one.
We heard it that time. Travel to Buffalo. Buffalo, who are terrible.
He didn't put that bad of a fight up against New England last week. In the first half.
I'm gonna have to agree with Instigator or Intern Z on this one.
many eyes here.
Halftime score was what, 12-9 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Guys, shh. It's the Patriots. It's the Bills.
So where's everyone going?
Chicago.
I think Mitch Trubisky continues his rise. You know what? He's impressing me.
Yeah.
He's impressing me as the way he's progressed this year.
Yeah, he's not doing that bad this year.
He's got a defense.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to be. They don't have to outscore teams.
No.
They just have to maintain.
Yep.
And it's working. It's helping.
And he's you this week you really hear it. That's what you call a jump cut there, intern, by the way.
A needle drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just Chicago be a force to be reckoned with this year.
I think so. I believe so. Absolutely.
So we're all going Chicago.
We're all going Chicago, and guess who the Commish is getting?
Buffalo again.
I'm all right with that.
Next game.
Tampa Bay with their crab leg stealing, Uber molesting, Heisman Trophy winning
Jameis Winston, who has been sacked.
Who has been benched for Fitzmagic again.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He's back.
Well, Fitzmagic takes those Bucks into Carolina to take on the new fancy glory team, resurgent Carolina Panthers.
I'm going Tampa.
Really?
I think
at Carolina.
Fitzmagic back. I think he's going to bring the glory.
Oh, man.
I
can't.
I have to take Carolina on this.
I've said Fitzmagic is a pumpkin, and that's what he is. I'm taking Carolina.
I think he's the Nick Foles.
Really?
You don't have him as a starter, but you have him in as backup. He'll do wonders.
And what did Nick Foles do earlier this year against Fitzmagic?
Right, when he was our starter.
Yeah.
Here's a really crazy statistic about Tampa Bay. Their combined passing yardage between Winston and Fitzpatrick, they would be on pace to break the all-time single-season passing record.
That's all Fitzmagic.
Yeah,
That's all Fitzmagic.
Yeah. Well, combined, I think they have it through half a season. They're somewhere around like 3,100 passing yards.
Jeez.
That is pretty amazing.
So who are we giving the Commish then on this one.
Oh, I don't know. Who you taking?
I'm getting Carolina. Give him the Bucks.
We forgot to ask Brother Don. He could enjoy this week too. We could have him a special guest pick.
Special guest overall pick.
Do you want to have him do the Commish's pick?
That could work.
Commish's pick.
That works.
We could be nice to the Commish.
We'll give him a break this week.
We'll
Yes.
give him a break.
No breaks. No breaks.
So who's the Commish? No, he's got Buffalo game 1.
Yeah, he's got Buffalo game 1.
I actually was going to give him Buffalo game 1.
Good.
But I with Fitzpatrick, I think Tampa Bay.
All right. Say that. I'm not the only one. Next game. Wow, that's dark as hell.
Satan?
No, hey.
Satan?
Jeebus?
Those Kansas City Chiefs travel to.
Is this the juggernaut game of the week?
Oh, no, this is the blowout game of the week.
They travel to why? You can have them.
They travel to Cleveland.
Cleveland to take on the Browns.
The Elmer Fuds.
The Elmer Fuds of football.
They just fired their head coach, right?
Just fired the head coach and the
offensive coordinator.
What is happening?
And Tyronn Lue.
He's won more games this year than he has in the past 5 years combined.
Yeah.
Why fire him now?
Time to get rid of him.
He's out of here. He sucks.
Hey, you're winning too much. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's almost what it seems like. You guys should be a decent team this year.
They want to lose. They want to lose.
And apparently it was a culture issue in Cleveland that they got fired over. What was he doing? Was he Sanduskying Baker Mayfield? What? Was that what the problem was?
He was lingering in the ocean blue.
Yeah. He was lingering somebody's ocean.
So where's the Commish going with this one?
Browns, of course. He's going with the Browns.
First of all, Hugh Jackson kept calling Baker Carson.
Yeah.
You gotta go with Kansas City.
We're giving him one.
No. Give him Cleveland.
Oh, no,
you better give him Cleveland.
Don's picking for him.
Don's picking for him.
He's not getting a break. He's gone.
He did worse than you.
Yeah.
And that I want him to do even worse.
I am going to go Kansas City.
So that means Cleveland's winning next week. They're going to knock off the best team in the league.
Because, of course, we're all picking the Chiefs.
Yep, they're going to pick the best team in the league.
Patrick Mahomes
Baker Mayfield. It's the legend.
The legend
Baker
starts.
Montana.
Not the Sam Darnold one.
Baker Montana this week.
Speaking of Sam Darnold, next game.
Hey.
Stop looking at my screen.
Very nice segue.
The legend Gus Kentucky with Sam Darnold takes those Jets into Miami to take on the Dolphins.
This should be a extremely boring game.
Boring AFC East matchup.
I'm going Miami.
Just because they're at home?
Okay.
Because it's nice, the weather's nice?
Yeah, the weather's nice down there. I'll go with Miami.
They're not.
It's pig roast night?
Underwater.
And they're not underwater.
Where's everyone else go?
Division game, the Commish says the Jets.
Ooh.
He's going. He trusts Sam Darnold.
That is your man.
I like Sam Darnold. But you know what? I think I like the Dolphins a little better.
I don't know if I trust the Dolphins with Brock Osweiler back there. I'm going to have to go New York.
Look at that. Ooh, a little split in this game. I like
Very nice. You know where we're heading to next? Next game.
Next game. Those Pittsburgh Steelers. Ooh, in a division game.
Is it though?
Against the Baltimore Ravens.
Don't they call this a big game every year now? And it's not really
it is.
anything.
It's supposed to be
the last one was kind of a blowout at the start.
Right.
It's supposed to be the black and blue division game.
Right.
These teams really hate each other.
Right.
Yeah, McMahon, I'm gonna take them, and
Well, you know, brother.
We're gonna go down to Baltimore and. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take Baltimore because they won in Pittsburgh and they're not losing in Baltimore.
Yeah, but they just got blown out.
I got Baltimore.
I'll take it.
The Baltimore just got blown out, and the Steelers' offense is playing a little better. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on the road.
Ooh.
And for the Commish, I'll take Schittsburg as well.
Ooh.
True split.
Let's take this down to Minnesota and go to the next game.
Next game.
Oh, Minnesota.
Those Detroit Lions, after their little fire sale there, go into Minnesota to take on the Vikings and Kirk Cousins.
I think not having Tate is going to hurt them. So.
Oh, yeah.
I got Minnesota.
Well, no, I think Kenny Galladay is going to step up big.
No, I got Minnesota.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking Minnesota, too.
Oh, okay. This guy's going to play well. He's going to do great. I'm going with the other team.
That's That's
Very nicely
That's
done.
That's the way of me thinking.
What, me thinking?
Me thinking.
Me thinking. Me likey. Me likey.
Division game, but Minnesota's going to win that game.
What do you got?
Sorry, I had to turn the music back on. I'm going with my man to have another big fantasy week for me.
Matt Stafford?
No, Kirk Cousins and
How's it going,
and
Cousins?
Thielen, and I think the Vikings are going to romp.
Ooh, it's a romp of the week.
Romp of the week.
All right.
All right.
Romp.
Where are we going to next, there, brother?
Next game.
All right.
Ooh, violent.
Look at that.
Oh my God, that's scary as shit.
It is scary as shit. Those Atlanta Falcons traveled to our nation's capital to take on that Washington, D.C. football team.
Redskins.
With the racist name.
Redskins.
This
This
Redskins.
is a tough game.
This Redskins team it thinks that they are hot poop now, right? Hot shit.
Yeah.
They think that they're going to
Getting Ha-Ha
take this
now,
division.
too.
Yeah,
they got Ha-Ha. You know,
I think
they're
Washington's
making moves.
I think Washington's got it.
You think Washington wins
In
this
Washington,
game?
yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Anybody else got a pick on this?
I would love to see Atlanta come up and smack them, but I think Washington's going to win.
Right. It's a home game. I think it'll be close. I'll probably have to go with Washington as well.
I'm going Washington.
Oh, good. So
Well,
Atlanta's winning.
Yeah, great. Congrats, Atlanta.
I'd love to see Julio
Awesome.
Jones get 300 receiving yards and his first 2 touchdowns of the year.
Yeah, that'd be
Wait,
nice.
so how's that a touchdown? How does Julio not have a touchdown?
Yeah, throw it to the
I
other
don't
guy.
know. Yeah, I don't understand how.
You
Julio-
gotta feed that man the ball.
Absolutely.
Feed him
Oh,
the ball.
they are.
He's
He's
not
getting his
Elliott.
yards. He's just not getting in the end zone.
Gotta get a touchdown.
He's got to get in the red zone, and they're not throwing him in the red zone. And honestly, Matty Ice is having a bad year.
Yeah.
All right. So the next game is the Houston Texans traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos.
I'm taking Texans.
Okay.
With new Demarius Thomas as a wide receiver.
Oh, that's right. That's
Right.
another
Yeah.
big name they got.
Well, hold on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taking
that's-
Houston.
Damn,
to
I
replace
forgot about
Will
that.
Fuller, who went down for the year.
Wow.
Right.
Taking
And
Houston.
Yeah, it's
he's taking on his old team now, right?
yeah,
That
taking
is
on
correct.
Denver.
So
Demarius Thomas.
He's gonna have a little chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
maybe?
I got Houston.
I also will take Houston.
I'm going to go Denver.
Oh. Ooh, at home in the
show
thin air.
Houston that they don't need him
Yeah.
when they really do. Next game.
Next game, those San Diego, Los Angeles,
Clippers.
Anaheim
Did the Sixers just
Clippers.
play 'em?
They just played them. Yes. Those Chargers travel up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks.
Ooh, I got no idea.
Me neither.
The Chargers are playing well.
They are.
So is Seattle,
Yes, they are, and they're at home.
unfortunately.
Yep.
And
And the Chargers are on the cusp of starting their annual collapse, though.
They are, because it's halfway through the season.
That is correct.
And this would probably be the place to start it against.
I'm taking Seattle.
I think they get one more,
Russell.
though. I'm going LA Clippers.
I'm going Seattle.
I'm going Seattle.
Seattle.
All right, I'll be the one out on the limb. Next game.
Next game. This is probably the best game of the week. The
Ooh.
Rams, the undefeated Los Angeles Rams, travel to New Orleans.
This is the juggernaut game.
Yeah.
of the
This
week.
is the juggernaut game of the week.
100%.
This might be the NFC Championship preview.
Yeah.
And I think the Saints in the dome knock them off.
Knock out beat
Yes.
the streak.
Yes, I do.
If they're gonna lose a game,
It should be this one.
it should be this one.
Yep, everything's lining up. I mean, what? The Saints are what, 6-1?
Yeah.
6-1.
They're playing phenomenal, and it's
It's
gonna be a high-scoring game.
So that means this game adds more importance because
Sorry.
This
Nah.
game, this game means if they beat the Rams, they're both 6-1.
Yep.
And they have the tiebreaker.
7-1.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
have the tiebreaker.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd tell you this: if LA wins this, they're going undefeated for the rest of the year.
Ooh, intern making big
That's a
statements here on the
bold
Joy Buzzer.
statement.
That
It
is
is a
a
bold.
that's
So
a
who-
bold
so you going?
But
statement.
I don't
Especially
know. I don't know.
since the Eagles are playing them later.
Yes, I know.
Jackass.
Now,
No.
last
Bold
week,
prediction. I ain't a jackass. I
No, you're not making a pick.
I don't know, man. Ty, I don't know.
All right, come in.
No.
Commission's pick.
last week, Green Bay should have pulled a win out of their ass against the Rams. I want to take the Saints at home.
I'll take Aints.
Ooh, everybody's going against.
You know
What
what?
do you got? Are they going to stay undefeated, or is Drew Brees going to bend them over and take their lunch money?
I think the Saints going up to Minnesota last week proved that that
They are the team?
They are a team, and I think they continue it this week. I'm picking the Saints.
Ooh, so Rams are going to kick their ass in the
Rams
dome.
are gonna romp all over them.
They're going to romp them right into the next
20.
game.
Into the Sunday night game. The Sunday night game. Those Green Bay Packers.
That they're already hyping up as the greatest game that's ever going to be played in NFL history.
Exactly. Those two quarterbacks. Yep. So the Packers go up into Foxborough to take on the GOAT.
The Packers versus the Cheaters.
The GOAT, Chaco, and the GOAT.
Who are playing well.
And, of course, they both say,
At home.
Don't forget about Rob Gronkowski.
Don't forget about Rob Gronkowski.
Brady did come out earlier this week and say, if Rodgers was playing in that system, that he would have 700 yards every season and 1,000 touchdowns.
And be undefeated in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Little burn on Tom Brady?
Well, I imagine you're going New England.
Oh, of course.
I don't know, because...
Are you guys going with Aaron?
Green Bay just got rid of everyone.
Yeah,
they did. They just did a fire sale.
Yeah.
And Aaron is still hurt.
But again,
But him playing hurt isn't that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
It seems like he plays hurt all the time now.
But the thing is, Packers have a good 1-2 punch with their running backs with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. I mean, they're not doing that bad this year, but I don't know.
No. Fuck it. I'll go Green Bay.
Yeah, I can't pick New England. I go Green Bay.
I'm gonna say New England. I got a funny feeling that it's gonna surprisingly be a blowout.
They're gonna blow them out. Yep, it's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna blow them out.
Yep.
I think Brady was just blowing smoke up everybody's ass, talking them up, and then.
And honestly, this is the kind of game that a guy like Tom Brady gets up for, because he's playing against Aaron Rodgers.
I think he did.
Who everybody kowtows
to. He had to do that to the Chiefs though a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but for personal reasons, I think Brady gets up for this game because everybody kind of shines a light on Aaron Rodgers, and they'd say, well, if Aaron Rodgers wasn't hurt all these years, he'd be a better,
A lot of people say Rodgers is the best quarterback.
Now.
I think so.
Right. So, but Tom Brady, probably the chip on Tom Brady's shoulder says, oh, okay, you guys are saying that. Let's see Sunday night.
Right.
So,
well, it's always going to be a letdown. They've been hyping this up since, beginning of the year. So
True.
It's going to be a letdown game of the week. On to the last game.
We don't need to talk about this.
Monday night.
We don't need to talk about this game. We don't
turn the computer back. Where are we headed?
Talk about this last game.
That Mike Nolte, Marcus Mariota, and the Titans travel to Dallas.
Do we have to pick this game?
I'm going to Tennessee.
I'm going to go Tennessee too.
The Titans versus the Amani Coopers.
I'll go Tennessee.
Son of a bitch! I knew you guys were going to do this. I hate to say it. I got to go with Dallas.
But you know that he's holding true to the commish because the commish would have taken Dallas.
Commish would have picked Dallas.
The commish
I
would
think he
have
would
picked
have.
Dallas.
Yes.
So you giving the commiss New England and Dallas?
Yepperoonie. Yepperoonie.
We had to do what had to be done.
We had to roast that pig, and that's what we did.
Turn.
Turn.
Don't forget to spit on it.
Wow. That was this
week's
next game segment.
Next game.
Oh God.
That was scary.
Still scary. I'd like to thank you all for being here. It's another fun week. No Commish. He should be back next week though, if he doesn't stay living out there.
So now is your time to don't tune in anymore.
Let's keep the Hawaiian music going for the commish here.
That jump cut there.
Let's do the jump cut.
This has been the Joy Buzzer. Intern Z filling in for Commish.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
We got the instigator, Rob C.
Commish, don't forget to get the Lava Man for Sherry, okay? Because she's really bugging me about you getting the Lava Man pendant in Hawaii for her.
And we got Brother Don back.
Thanks for having me. If I ever get another day off, I'll come
All right,
again.
that's gonna cut us
And I am Nikki Cola, and we'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Joy Buzzer this week.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen. I'd like to stay and taste my My first champagne? Yes?
No. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long.